you're a working mom and it's not easy in your world, I can imagine. What would you say has been some of the biggest hurdles you faced as a woman in tech, in this space, also with all the responsibilities that you have for Happiest Baby?
I think for me, the biggest one, and you've probably heard this, but it's so true, and you don't really know until you've experienced it. But the second you try to balance those things, you are immediately bad at all of them. There is no like, I'm great at everything. Or like maybe if you were like a sort of person who wear many hats and like was able to do so many things, multitasking, and have multiple different types of strengths. Like look at Colin, like he could be an athlete and then be an advocate and so many other things. Maybe we also are like that, but as soon as you have a baby and then you try to balance that out, you are now a bad mom, a bad business person, a bad team member, a bad friend, a bad everything because you physically cannot get to all of it.
Right.
I don't know what to do with it. It's a hard thing. I think you have to give yourself grace. I'm very self-critical, so that's very difficult for me. Perfectionist, overachiever. And so I do feel like it's been a rat race of 2+ years now of nothing's ever good enough. But one nice thing, I didn't think that I had like an ounce of patience in my body. And like it fell from the sky.
Yes.
I cannot take any credit. Yes. It wasn't me. But
100%.
I don't know. I'm patient with her. I'm not patient with myself. I'm not patient in the traffic outside, at the supermarket, at the DMV, all the places where the patience is like what kills you. But like for Lola, take your time, like break it, spill it, no problem.
Yeah,
like good job, you did it. So I think that learning how to maybe see the patience I have as a mom with her and try to project it toward myself would be helpful. But I do think that the biggest challenge is you suddenly feel like you cannot do it all, have it all, balance it all. You're perpetually late. You're perpetually stressed out. Your brain is always thinking. There's been a trend the last few years discussing the mental load of moms. I'm like a stockist at a store. I'm an inventory taker in my brain. I'm like, do we have diapers? Do we have wipes? Do we have cream? Is there food? What's she going to eat? What are you going to eat? Where's your deodorant? Where's your toothpaste? Like it's crazy.
Right. It's nonstop. Before we even started having this conversation, we had to make sure that your phone was connected to the internet because you have to make sure that everything at home is okay. I mean, it is nonstop. You're always on call.
Always.
No matter what.
It's true. But so I think that's the biggest difference. I think we're in a time and space where socially, culturally, we all are trying to be better employers, right? Like if you have a team you're working with or a talent you're working with who has kids, it was generous of you to be like, get her the Wi-Fi, make sure we're okay. But now what's funny is I don't mind at all if my team members are like, I have to go to the OB or my kid is sick or anything. And I'm like, yeah, great, of course, we're human. But I feel the pressure externally that I can't do that because I'm setting a bad example or I'm not balancing work life enough. I don't know.
I'm the same way. I don't know what it is. I always feel guilty if I have to do something definitely for our family, but I'm just always like, for everybody else, I'm totally understanding. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, this messed up or that. But for myself, no, the pressure is heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And I even read that
work culture.
It's right. And I even read that you talked about how after you had your baby, you went home, it was Saturday, and then you were on a Zoom. What was it?
On Monday.
On Monday, back to work.
Yeah. Not like that I would want to advertise this, but since we're laying it all out there, because we are a baby company and we're supportive and many people on our team take extra long mat leave and like we're good at that. But I think for me, when it's your own, it feels like that's your baby and you don't want to let go. And also I think at the time, like we're a different team now, but at the time, like my marketing team was so small and I felt like
you were going to let them down.
Or like not even that for me. I'm sure they'd live without me. They're probably like kick me out the door. Right. It's more like I couldn't shut off my brain. And in those early days, they sleep a lot. So for me, like I thought this was a piece of cake. And I was like, this is a joke. What's everyone complaining about? This is easy. And then when she turned like 2-3 months old and kind of woke up more and became more alert, and I was like,
it's real.
Just kidding. Yeah. But the first month I was like on Zoom, breastfeeding on Zoom. I'm like, oh, I'm staying at home in my pajamas anyway. Like it's fine. This is the benefit of a pandemic baby. But I will tell you that even after a traditional maternity leave, like 12 weeks later, the women who before COVID had to like put their pants on and go somewhere and physically leave their child in daycare or with somebody that they maybe just met or figure it out between the family, that is hard.
It is.
I would never
hard.
have been able to do that. I have so much more respect I
Oh,
always
yeah.
knew there was respect, but then I realized, wow.
Oh, especially I know, like I love moms. Like I'm always like, wow, cool, love moms. But after becoming one, becoming a parent, I'm like, wow, my heart goes out to all the parents out there, and especially moms.
It's wild.
It's wild.
And I also, like, it's been over 2 years and I still look at her and I'm like, you came out of me.
Right? Yeah.
It's like a miracle, weird alien magic. I'm like, wow.